CLEP English Literature Bronte Sisters Review. Question 1. When a CLEP-style passage shows that a prose passage ridicules pride and social corruption to criticize them, which answer works? Option A, ode. Option B, elegy. Option C, romance. Option D, satire. The correct answer is option D, satire. Satire fits because satire uses ridicule, irony, and exaggeration to expose vice or folly. Elegy is wrong because elegy laments loss. Romance and ode describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 2. Tracing a CLEP-style clue during work matching, which title belongs to Lord Byron? Option A, My Last Duchess. Option B, Don Juan. Option C, The Wasteland. Option D, The Temple. The correct answer is option B, Don Juan. Don Juan fits because it is Lord Byron's work, a witty satirical verse narrative associated with the Byronic voice and social critique. The Temple is associated with George Herbert, My Last Duchess is associated with Robert Browning. The Wasteland belongs with T.S. Eliot, not this author clue. Question 3. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, which term fits a passage where an image or idea keeps recurring and builds meaning across a work? Option A, motif. Option B, theme. Option C, meter. Option D, diction. The correct answer is option A, motif. Motif fits because motif is a recurring element that supports themes and patterns in a text. Theme is wrong because theme is the broader insight or central idea. Meter and diction describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 4. Can you identify the technique when a comparison explicitly uses like or as? Option A, simile. Option B, metaphor. Option C, paradox. Option D, synecdoche. The correct answer is option A, simile. Simile fits because simile is the figure of comparison signaled by words such as like or as. Metaphor is wrong because metaphor implies comparison without those words. Synecdoche and paradox describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 5. Studying a CLEP-style clue among these titles, which one contains Iago? Option A, Tom Jones. Option B, To His Coy Mistress. Option C, Othello. Option D, The Golden Notebook. The correct answer is option C, Othello. Iago is the manipulator whose deception drives Othello's jealousy. Satan belongs to Paradise Lost, Prospero belongs to The Tempest, Pip belongs to Great Expectations. Question 6. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, which author is most closely associated with Frankenstein? Option A, Oscar Wilde. Option B, William Shakespeare. Option C, George Eliot. Option D, Mary Shelley. The correct answer is option D, Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley fits because Frankenstein is a Gothic and romantic novel about creation, responsibility, isolation, and ambition. Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. George Eliot is linked to Middlemarch. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 7. Can you identify the technique when a sentence runs beyond the line break before completing its grammar? Option A, caesura. Option B, alliteration. Option C, end stopping. Option D, enjambment. The correct answer is option D, enjambment. Enjambment fits because enjambment occurs when syntax flows past the end of a poetic line, often increasing movement or suspense. Caesura is wrong because caesura is a pause within a line. End stopping and alliteration describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 8. Considering a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names a strong pause or break within a line of poetry? Option A, comedy of manners. Option B, octave. Option C, caesura. Option D, tragedy. The correct answer is option C, caesura. Caesura fits because it means a strong pause or break within a line of poetry. Comedy of manners and tragedy refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Octave is also different. Enjambment runs the sentence beyond the line. Alliteration repeats consonants. Octave names the first 8 lines of some sonnets. Question 9. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue among these writers, who is linked to Wuthering Heights? Option A, Emily Bronte. Option B, Oscar Wilde. Option C, Kazuo Ishiguro. Option D, Jane Austen. The correct answer is option A, Emily Bronte. Emily Bronte fits because Wuthering Heights is a Gothic Victorian novel of passion, revenge, setting, and layered narration. Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. Jane Austen is linked to Pride and Prejudice. Kazuo Ishiguro points instead to the remains of the day, so it does not match this clue. Question 10. When a passage shows a narrator whose account should not be fully trusted, which term fits? Option A, terza rima. Option B, sestet. Option C, villanelle. Option D, unreliable narrator. The correct answer is option D, unreliable narrator. Unreliable narrator fits because it means a narrator whose account should not be fully trusted. Sestet and terza rima refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Villanelle is also different. Omniscient narrator knows many minds, author is the real writer, antagonist opposes the protagonist. Question 11. Comparing a CLEP style clue during terminology review, which term matches a figure of speech using a part to represent the whole or the whole for a part? Option A, synecdoche. Option B, soliloquy. Option C, epistolary novel. Option D, kenning. The correct answer is option A, synecdoche. Synecdoche fits because it means a figure of speech using a part to represent the whole or the whole for a part. Kenning and epistolary novel refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Soliloquy is also different. Metonymy uses association, simile compares with like or as, caesura is a pause in verse. Question 12. Tracing a CLEP style clue. When a CLEP style passage shows that one thing is described as another without using like or as, which answer works? Option A, hyperbole. Option B, metonymy. Option C, metaphor. Option D, simile. The correct answer is option C, metaphor. Metaphor fits because metaphor makes an implied comparison between unlike things. Simile is wrong because simile compares using like or as. Metonymy and hyperbole describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 13. Interpreting a CLEP style clue during character review, which work belongs with Elizabeth Bennet? Option A, Paradise Lost. Option B, Holy Sonnets. Option C, North. Option D, Pride and Prejudice. The correct answer is option D, Pride and Prejudice. Elizabeth Bennet is Austen's witty heroine in A Novel of Manners. Dorothea Brooke belongs to Middlemarch, Clarissa Dalloway belongs to Mrs. Dalloway, Ophelia belongs to Hamlet. Question 14. Preparing a CLEP style clue. If you see James Joyce, which title should you remember? Option A, Ode to the West Wind. Option B, Othello. Option C, Ulysses. Option D, Tristram Shandy. The correct answer is option C, Ulysses. Ulysses fits because it is James Joyce's work, a modernist novel associated with stream of consciousness, mythic parallels and one-day structure. Ode to the West Wind is associated with Percy Bysshe Shelley, Tristram Shandy is associated with Lawrence Sterne. Othello belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 15. Studying a CLEP style clue. When lyrical ballads appears in a literature clue, which writer fits? Option A, Charlotte Brontë. Option B, Oscar Wilde. Option C, William Wordsworth. Option D, Christopher Marlowe. The correct answer is option C, William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth fits because Lyrical Ballads is a landmark romantic collection favoring ordinary language, nature, feeling, and imagination. Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. Charlotte Brontë is linked to Jane Eyre. Christopher Marlowe points instead to Dr. Faustus, so it does not match this clue. Question 16. Which work is tied to George Orwell? Option A, Ode to the West Wind. Option B, The Temple. Option C, 1984. Option D, Paradise Lost. The correct answer is option C, 1984. 1984 fits because it is George Orwell's work, a dystopian political novel about surveillance, language control and totalitarian power. The Temple is associated with George Herbert. Ode to the West Wind is associated with Percy Bysshe Shelley. Paradise Lost belongs with John Milton, not this author clue. Question 17. Examining a CLEP style clue. Can a CLEP item about William Shakespeare point to which work? Option A, Preface to Shakespeare. Option B, King Lear. Option C, The Temple. Option D, Great Expectations. The correct answer is option B, King Lear. King Lear fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a tragedy about authority, family betrayal, madness, and suffering. The Temple is associated with George Herbert. Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson. Great Expectations belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author clue. Question 18. Which author is most closely associated with The Remains of the Day? Option A, Salman Rushdie. Option B, Aphra Behn. Option C, Mary Shelley. Option D, Kazuo Ishiguro. The correct answer is option D, Kazuo Ishiguro. Kazuo Ishiguro fits because The Remains of the Day is a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. Mary Shelley is linked to Frankenstein, Salman Rushdie is linked to Midnight's Children. Aphra Behn points instead to Orinoco, so it does not match this clue. Question 19. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, choose the work most closely linked with John Keats. Option A, Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option B, Mrs. Dalloway. Option C, Great Expectations. Option D, Ode to the West Wind. The correct answer is option A, Ode on a Grecian Urn. Ode on a Grecian Urn fits because it is John Keats's work, a romantic ode meditating on art, beauty, permanence, and human transience. Ode to the West Wind is associated with Percy Bysshe Shelley. Great Expectations is associated with Charles Dickens. Mrs. Dalloway belongs with Virginia Woolf, not this author clue. Question 20. Testing a CLEP-style clue. When a CLEP-style passage shows that a question asks for the speaker's attitude toward a subject, which answer works? Option A, mood. Option B, plot. Option C, tone. Option D, setting. The correct answer is option C, tone. Tone fits because tone names the speaker's or author's attitude, such as ironic, reverent, skeptical, or mournful. Mood is wrong because mood is the feeling created in the reader. Plot and setting describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 21. Comparing a CLEP-style clue during character review, which work belongs with Christian? Option A, The Pilgrim's Progress. Option B, To His Coy Mistress. Option C, 1984. Option D, Frankenstein. The correct answer is option A, The Pilgrim's Progress. Christian is the allegorical pilgrim whose journey represents spiritual life. Gulliver is Swift's traveler, Hamlet is Shakespeare's prince, Prufrock is Eliot's anxious speaker. Question 22. Which author is most closely associated with Ode on a Grecian Urn? Option A, William Shakespeare. Option B, Henry Fielding. Option C, Charlotte Brontë. Option D, John Keats. The correct answer is option D, John Keats. John Keats fits because Ode on a Grecian Urn is a romantic ode meditating on art, beauty, permanence, and human transience. Henry Fielding is linked to Tom Jones, Charlotte Brontë is linked to Jane Eyre. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 23. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, how would a clue about William Shakespeare most likely be answered? Option A, Macbeth. Option B, The Second Coming. Option C, Heart of Darkness. Option D, The Importance of Being Earnest. The correct answer is option A, Macbeth. Macbeth fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a tragedy of ambition, prophecy, regicide, guilt, and disorder. The Second Coming is associated with W. B. Yeats. Heart of Darkness is associated with Joseph Conrad. The Importance of Being Earnest belongs with Oscar Wilde, not this author clue. Question 24. Preparing a CLEP-style clue if a poem uses unrhymed iambic pentameter, which device is present? Option A, ode. Option B, iambic pentameter. Option C, blank verse. Option D, assonance. The correct answer is option C, blank verse. Blank verse fits because it means unrhymed iambic pentameter. Ode and assonance refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Iambic pentameter is also different. Free verse has no regular meter. Heroic couplets rhyme in pairs. Ballads usually use narrative stanzas. Question 25. Studying a CLEP-style clue, how should a reader label a passage where a strong pause interrupts the middle of a poetic line? Option A, enjambment. Option B, caesura. Option C, assonance. Option D, octave. The correct answer is option B, caesura. Caesura fits because caesura names a pause within a line, often marked by punctuation or a natural break in speech. Enjambment is wrong because enjambment carries syntax across a line break. Octave and assonance describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 26. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, which author is most closely associated with The Pilgrim's Progress? Option A, Aphra Behn. Option B, William Shakespeare. Option C, Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Option D, John Bunyan. The correct answer is option D, John Bunyan. John Bunyan fits because The Pilgrim's Progress is a religious allegory that turns Christian life into a symbolic journey. Aphra Behn is linked to Orinoco. Alfred, Lord Tennyson is linked to In Memoriam AHH. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 27. Examining a CLEP-style clue, when things fall apart appears in a literature clue, which writer fits? Option A, Christopher Marlowe. Option B, William Shakespeare. Option C, Chinua Achebe. Option D, Alexander Pope. The correct answer is option C, Chinua Achebe. Chinua Achebe fits because Things Fall Apart is a post-colonial novel about Igbo society, colonial disruption and cultural conflict. Alexander Pope is linked to The Rape of the Lock, William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Christopher Marlowe points instead to Dr. Faustus, so it does not match this clue. Question 28. Considering a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by Virginia Woolf? Option A, Sons and Lovers. Option B, Mrs. Dalloway. Option C, To His Coy Mistress. Option D, Sonnets. The correct answer is option B, Mrs. Dalloway. Mrs. Dalloway fits because it is Virginia Woolf's work, a modernist novel using stream of consciousness, memory, and a single-day structure. Sons and Lovers is associated with D. H. Lawrence, To His Coy Mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell. Sonnets belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 29. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue among these writers, who is linked to Tess of the D'Urbervilles? Option A, D. H. Lawrence. Option B, Salman Rushdie. Option C, Thomas Hardy. Option D, Oscar Wilde. The correct answer is option C, Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy fits because Tess of the D'Urbervilles is a late Victorian tragic novel involving social judgment, fate, sexuality, and rural change. Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. Salman Rushdie is linked to Midnight's Children. D. H. Lawrence points instead to Sons and Lovers, so it does not match this clue. Question 30. Testing a CLEP-style clue, which period is most associated with witty comedy of manners, political satire, and a renewed theatre after 1660? Option A, Anglo-Saxon/Old English. Option B, Romantic. Option C, Restoration. Option D, Postmodern. The correct answer is option C, Restoration. Restoration fits because it is commonly linked with witty comedy of manners, political satire, and a renewed theatre after 1660. Anglo-Saxon/Old English is different because that period centers on heroic epic and alliterative verse. Romantic and postmodern point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 31. Comparing a CLEP-style clue during terminology review, which term matches a novel tracing a protagonist's growth, education, and moral development? Option A, Rhyme scheme. Option B, Bildungsroman. Option C, Irony. Option D, Villanelle. The correct answer is option B, Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman fits because it means a novel tracing a protagonist's growth, education, and moral development. Irony and rhyme scheme refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Villanelle is also different. Epic is a heroic poem, allegory uses sustained symbolic meaning, satire mocks vice. Question 32. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, select the term for a long elevated narrative poem about heroic or cosmic events. Option A, Bildungsroman. Option B, Paradox. Option C, Epic. Option D, Symbolism. The correct answer is option C, Epic. Epic fits because it means a long elevated narrative poem about heroic or cosmic events. Paradox and Bildungsroman refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Symbolism is also different. Lyric poetry focuses on personal feeling, comedy resolves conflict happily, essay presents prose argument. Question 33. How would a clue about Mary Shelley most likely be answered? Option A, Frankenstein. Option B, Orinoco. Option C, Ode to the West Wind. Option D, The Canterbury Tales. The correct answer is option A, Frankenstein. Frankenstein fits because it is Mary Shelley's work, a Gothic and romantic novel about creation, responsibility, isolation, and ambition. The Canterbury Tales is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Ode to the West Wind is associated with Percy Bysshe Shelley. Orinoco belongs with Aphra Behn, not this author clue. Question 34. Preparing a CLEP-style clue if you see Geoffrey Chaucer, which title should you remember? Option A, The Canterbury Tales. Option B, Middlemarch. Option C, Waiting for Godot. Option D, Ode to the West Wind. The correct answer is option A, The Canterbury Tales. The Canterbury Tales fits because it is Geoffrey Chaucer's work, a Middle English frame narrative that uses pilgrims to create a state satire. Middlemarch is associated with George Eliot. Ode to the West Wind is associated with Percy Bysshe Shelley. Waiting for Godot belongs with Samuel Beckett, not this author clue. Question 35. Recognizing a 14-line lyric poem usually written in iambic pentameter points to which term? Option A, epic. Option B, free indirect discourse. Option C, enjambment. Option D, sonnet. The correct answer is option D, sonnet. Sonnet fits because it means a 14-line lyric poem usually written in iambic pentameter. Free indirect discourse and enjambment refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Epic is also different. Ballad is a song-like narrative, epic is long and heroic, essay is nonfiction prose. Question 36. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue. When Victor Frankenstein appears in a CLEP-style item, which work fits? Option A. Midnight's Children. Option B. In Memoriam AHH. Option C. Frankenstein. Option D. The Importance of Being Earnest. The correct answer is option C. Frankenstein. Victor Frankenstein is the scientist who creates the creature in Mary Shelley's Gothic novel. Robinson Crusoe is a castaway, Faustus makes a demonic bargain, Winston Smith belongs to 1984. Question 37. Examining a CLEP-style clue during passage analysis, which term matches the clue that an object in a story carries meaning beyond its literal role? Option A. Caesura. Option B. Illusion. Option C. Realism. Option D. Symbolism. The correct answer is option D. Symbolism. Symbolism fits because symbolism lets concrete objects, actions, or images suggest larger abstract meanings. Realism is wrong because realism emphasizes credible ordinary experience. Caesura and illusion describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 38. Considering a CLEP-style clue, which term fits a passage where narration follows a character's flowing perceptions, memories, and associations? Option A. Heroic couplet. Option B. Allegory. Option C. Stream of consciousness. Option D. Comedy of manners. The correct answer is option C. Stream of consciousness. Stream of consciousness fits because stream of consciousness tries to imitate mental flow and is central to many modernist novels. Heroic couplet is wrong because heroic couplet is a verse form. Allegory and comedy of manners describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 39. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue. How should a CLEP author clue for Othello be answered? Option A. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. George Herbert. Option D. T.S. Eliot. The correct answer is option B. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Othello is a tragedy built around jealousy, manipulation, race and trust. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is linked to the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, T.S. Eliot is linked to the wasteland. George Herbert points instead to the temple, so it does not match this clue. Question 40. Can the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner help identify which author? Option A. Jonathan Swift. Option B. John Milton. Option C. James Joyce. Option D. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The correct answer is option D. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Samuel Taylor Coleridge fits because the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is a supernatural romantic ballad involving guilt, punishment, and imaginative vision. James Joyce is linked to Ulysses. John Milton is linked to Paradise Lost. Jonathan Swift points instead to Gulliver's Travels, so it does not match this clue. Question 41. Recognizing Chinua Achebe should lead to which title? Option A. Wuthering Heights. Option B. My Last Duchess. Option C. The Second Coming. Option D. Things Fall Apart. The correct answer is option D. Things Fall Apart. Things Fall Apart fits because it is Chinua Achebe's work, a post-colonial novel about Igbo society, colonial disruption and cultural conflict. Wuthering Heights is associated with Emily Bronte. My Last Duchess is associated with Robert Browning. The Second Coming belongs with W. B. Yeats, not this author clue. Question 42. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, can you identify the technique when a poem builds an elaborate, surprising comparison between unlike things? Option A. Simile. Option B. Kenning. Option C. Conceit. Option D. Rhyme scheme. The correct answer is option C. Conceit. Conceit fits because a conceit is an extended and often intellectually unusual comparison, especially common in metaphysical poetry. Kenning is wrong because kenning is a compact Old English compound metaphor. Simile and rhyme scheme describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 43. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue. If you see William Shakespeare, which title should you remember? Option A. Jane Eyre. Option B. Beowulf. Option C. Othello. Option D. A Midsummer Night's Dream. The correct answer is option D. A Midsummer Night's Dream. A Midsummer Night's Dream fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a comedy that mixes lovers, fairies, mistaken identities, and theatrical play. Othello is associated with William Shakespeare. Jane Eyre is associated with Charlotte Brontë. Beowulf belongs with anonymous Old English poet, not this author clue. Question 44. Study cards should connect Edmund Spenser with which work? Option A, The Fairy Queen. Option B, Middlemarch. Option C, The Rape of the Lock. Option D, Frankenstein. The correct answer is option A, The Fairy Queen. The Fairy Queen fits because it is Edmund Spenser's work, an allegorical Renaissance epic romance written in the Spenserian stanza. Frankenstein is associated with Mary Shelley, The Rape of the Lock is associated with Alexander Pope. Middlemarch belongs with George Eliot, not this author. Clue. Question 45. Studying a CLEP style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with to his coy mistress? Option A, D. H. Lawrence. Option B, John Milton. Option C, W. B. Yeats. Option D, Andrew Marvell. The correct answer is option D, Andrew Marvell. Andrew Marvell fits because To His Coy Mistress is a carpe diem metaphysical poem that moves from persuasion to urgency. D. H. Lawrence is linked to Sons and Lovers. W. B. Yeats is linked to The Second Coming. John Milton points instead to Paradise Lost, so it does not match this clue. Question 46. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about John Bunyan point to which work? Option A, Ulysses. Option B, Holy Sonnets. Option C, Preface to Shakespeare. Option D, The Pilgrim's Progress. The correct answer is option D, The Pilgrim's Progress. The Pilgrim's Progress fits because it is John Bunyan's work, a religious allegory that turns Christian life into a symbolic journey. Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson. Ulysses is associated with James Joyce. Holy Sonnets belongs with John Donne, not this author. Clue. Question 47. How should a CLEP author clue for Olmrose be answered? Option A, Derek Walcott. Option B, John Milton. Option C, W. B. Yeats. Option D, Kazuo Ishiguro. The correct answer is option A, Derek Walcott. Derek Walcott fits because Olmrose is a Caribbean epic that reworks classical forms through post-colonial history and island experience. John Milton is linked to Paradise Lost. Kazuo Ishiguro is linked to The Remains of the Day. W. B. Yeats points instead to The Second Coming, so it does not match this clue. Question 48. Considering a CLEP-style clue, can the importance of being earnest help identify which author? Option A, Oscar Wilde. Option B, Charles Dickens. Option C, Charlotte Brontë. Option D, James Joyce. The correct answer is option A, Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde fits because The Importance of Being Earnest is a late Victorian comedy of manners built on wit, double identities, and social satire. James Joyce is linked to Ulysses. Charlotte Brontë is linked to Jane Eyre. Charles Dickens points instead to Great Expectations, so it does not match this clue. Question 49. When Matthew Arnold appears in review, which title fits? Option A, Wuthering Heights. Option B, Dover Beach. Option C, Pride and Prejudice. Option D, The Tempest. The correct answer is option B, Dover Beach. Dover Beach fits because it is Matthew Arnold's work, a Victorian lyric often linked with religious doubt, melancholy and cultural uncertainty. Wuthering Heights is associated with Emily Bronte. The Tempest is associated with William Shakespeare. Pride and Prejudice belongs with Jane Austen, not this author. Clue. Question 50. Identify the writer normally connected with sonnets from the Portuguese. Option A, George Herbert. Option B, Christopher Marlowe. Option C, Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option D, Percy Bysshe Shelley. The correct answer is option C, Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Elizabeth Barrett Browning fits because Sonnets from the Portuguese is a Victorian sonnet sequence exploring love, voice, and devotion. Christopher Marlowe is linked to Dr. Faustus. Percy Bysshe Shelley is linked to Ode to the West Wind. George Herbert points instead to The Temple, so it does not match this clue. Question 51. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, recognizing William Shakespeare should lead to which title? Option A, The Golden Notebook. Option B, Paradise Lost. Option C, Sonnets. Option D, The Second Coming. The correct answer is option C, Sonnets. Sonnets fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a sonnet sequence often tested for rhyme scheme, love, time, beauty, and mortality. Paradise Lost is associated with John Milton. The Golden Notebook is associated with Doris Lessing. The Second Coming belongs with W. B. Yeats, not this author. Clue. Question 52. Can Volpone help identify which author? Option A, John Donne. Option B, Ben Jonson. Option C, Matthew Arnold. Option D, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The correct answer is option B, Ben Jonson. Ben Jonson fits because Volpone is a Jacobean satirical comedy exposing greed, deception, and moral corruption. Matthew Arnold is linked to Dover Beach. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is linked to the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. John Donne points instead to holy sonnets, so it does not match this clue. Question 53. If a poem uses the speaker's or author's attitude toward the subject, which device is present? Option A. Assonance. Option B. Dramatic irony. Option C. Sestet. Option D. Tone. The correct answer is option D. Tone. Tone fits because it means the speaker's or author's attitude toward the subject. Dramatic irony and assonance refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Sestet is also different. Mood is the feeling created in the reader, plot is event sequence, meter is rhythmic pattern. Question 54. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, study cards should connect Alfred, Lord Tennyson with which work? Option A. Pride and Prejudice. Option B. In Memoriam AHH. Option C. Ode to the West Wind. Option D. The Fairy Queen. The correct answer is option B. In Memoriam AHH. In Memoriam AHH fits because it is Alfred, Lord Tennyson's work, a Victorian elegy that wrestles with grief, faith, science, and doubt. The Fairy Queen is associated with Edmund Spenser. Ode to the West Wind is associated with Percy Bysshe Shelley. Pride and Prejudice belongs with Jane Austen, not this author clue. Question 55. Studying a CLEP-style clue, which work is tied to Charles Dickens? Option A. Great Expectations. Option B. Volpone. Option C. Wuthering Heights. Option D. Beowulf. The correct answer is option A. Great Expectations. Great Expectations fits because it is Charles Dickens's work, a Victorian Bildungsroman about Pip, class aspiration, guilt, and moral growth. Wuthering Heights is associated with Emily Bronte, Volpone is associated with Ben Jonson. Beowulf belongs with anonymous Old English poet, not this author clue. Question 56. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue if a passage context shows industrial society, social reform, realism, class mobility, faith and doubt, and long novels, which period is likely? Option A. Romantic. Option B. Anglo-Saxon/Old English. Option C. Victorian. Option D. Renaissance. The correct answer is option C. Victorian. Victorian fits because it is commonly linked with industrial society, social reform, realism, class mobility, faith and doubt, and long novels. Romantic is different because Romantic literature places greater emphasis on imagination, nature, and individual feeling. Anglo-Saxon/Old English and Renaissance point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 57. Examining a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Great Expectations? Option A. D. H. Lawrence. Option B. Andrew Marvell. Option C. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option D. Charles Dickens. The correct answer is option D. Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens fits because Great Expectations is a Victorian Bildungsroman about Pip, class aspiration, guilt, and moral growth. D. H. Lawrence is linked to Sons and Lovers. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. Andrew Marvell points instead to his coy mistress, so it does not match this clue. Question 58. Identify the writer normally connected with Pride and Prejudice. Option A. John Bunyan. Option B. Jane Austen. Option C. D. H. Lawrence. Option D. Henry Fielding. The correct answer is option B. Jane Austen. Jane Austen fits because Pride and Prejudice is a novel of manners centered on courtship, class, irony, and moral judgment. John Bunyan is linked to The Pilgrim's Progress. Henry Fielding is linked to Tom Jones. D. H. Lawrence points instead to Sons and Lovers, so it does not match this clue. Question 59. When a passage shows a comparison using like or as, which term fits? Option A. Sestet. Option B. Metonymy. Option C. Simile. Option D. Sonnet. The correct answer is option C. Simile. Simile fits because it means a comparison using like or as. Metonymy and sonnet refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Sestet is also different. Metaphor makes an implied comparison. Metonymy uses association. Paradox joins apparent contradiction. Question 60. Testing a CLEP-style clue, how should a character clue about J. Alfred Prufrock be answered? Option A. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option B. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option C. The Pilgrim's Progress. Option D. Volpone. The correct answer is option A. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Purfrock is Eliot's self-conscious speaker associated with modern alienation and paralysis. Beowulf is an epic hero, Gulliver is Swift's traveler, Othello is Shakespeare's tragic general. Question 61. Comparing a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Gulliver's Travels? Option A, Lord Byron. Option B, Jonathan Swift. Option C, Andrew Marvell. Option D, Sir Thomas Malory. The correct answer is option B, Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift fits because Gulliver's Travels is a prose satire that attacks politics, science, pride, and human folly. Sir Thomas Malory is linked to L.E. Mort d'Arthur, Lord Byron is linked to Don Juan. Andrew Marvell points instead to his coy mistress, so it does not match this clue. Question 62. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, spotting that a 14-line poem divides into an octave and sestet should lead to which term? Option A, Shakespearean sonnet. Option B, Petrarchan sonnet. Option C, villanelle. Option D, ballad. The correct answer is option B, Petrarchan sonnet. Petrarchan sonnet fits because the Petrarchan sonnet usually turns between an 8-line octave and a 6-line sestet. Shakespearean sonnet is wrong because Shakespearean sonnets use 3 quatrains and a closing couplet. Ballad and villanelle describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 63. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue if a poem uses the 6-line unit that often follows the octave in a Petrarchan sonnet, which device is present? Option A, sestet. Option B, iambic pentameter. Option C, satire. Option D, caesura. The correct answer is option A, sestet. Sestet fits because it means the 6-line unit that often follows the octave in a Petrarchan sonnet. Iambic pentameter and satire refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Caesura is also different, octave is 8 lines, couplet is 2 lines, refrain is repeated language. Question 64. Preparing a CLEP-style clue during character review, which work belongs with Dorothea Brooke? Option A, Dover Beach. Option B, Middlemarch. Option C, Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option D, Holy Sonnets. The correct answer is option B, Middlemarch. Dorothea Brooke is a central figure in George Eliot's realist Victorian novel. Elizabeth Bennet is Austen's heroine, Clarissa Dalloway is Wolfe's character, Satan is Milton's epic rebel. Question 65. Which work includes Winston Smith? Option A, Volpone. Option B, The Second Coming. Option C, The Canterbury Tales. Option D, 1984. The correct answer is option D, 1984. Winston Smith is Orwell's protagonist under totalitarian surveillance and language control. Pip belongs to Dickens, Faustus belongs to Marlowe, Okonkwo belongs to Achebe. Question 66. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, could imagination, nature, emotion, the ordinary person, and the value of individual experience point to which literary period? Option A, neoclassical. Option B, Victorian. Option C, Restoration. Option D, Romantic. The correct answer is option D, Romantic. Romantic fits because it is commonly linked with imagination, nature, emotion, the ordinary person, and the value of individual experience. Neoclassical is different because neoclassical literature values order, satire, and rational polish. Restoration and Victorian point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 67. Examining a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by William Shakespeare? Option A, To His Coy Mistress. Option B, The Rape of the Lock. Option C, Hamlet. Option D, The Canterbury Tales. The correct answer is option C, Hamlet. Hamlet fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a revenge tragedy centered on delay, conscience, performance, and corruption. The Rape of the Lock is associated with Alexander Pope, To His Coy Mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell. The Canterbury Tales belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 68. Considering a CLEP-style clue, how should a reader label a passage where a poem follows 3 quatrains and a final rhyming couplet? Option A, Ode. Option B, Petrarchan sonnet. Option C, Shakespearean sonnet. Option D, Epic. The correct answer is option C, Shakespearean sonnet. Shakespearean sonnet fits because the Shakespearean sonnet organizes 14 lines into 3 quatrains and a concluding couplet. Petrarchan sonnet is wrong because Petrarchan sonnets divide into octave and sestet. Ode and epic describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 69. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, if a clue names Satan as a grand but fallen speaker, which title is expected? Option A, The Canterbury Tales. Option B. The Importance of Being Earnest. Option C. To His Coy Mistress. Option D. Paradise Lost. The correct answer is option D. Paradise Lost. Milton's Satan is a central figure in the epic about rebellion and the fall. Christian belongs to the Pilgrim's Progress, Belinda belongs to the Rape of the Lock, Heathcliff belongs to Wuthering Heights. Question 70. During work matching, which title belongs to Charlotte Brontë? Option A. Preface to Shakespeare. Option B. The Canterbury Tales. Option C. Paradise Lost. Option D. Jane Eyre. The correct answer is option D. Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre fits because it is Charlotte Bronte's work, a Victorian Bildungsroman with Gothic elements, moral independence, and first-person narration. The Canterbury Tales is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Paradise Lost is associated with John Milton. Preface to Shakespeare belongs with Samuel Johnson, not this author clue. Question 71. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, how should a clue about order, reason, decorum, satire, heroic couplets, and classical imitation be classified? Option A. Romantic. Option B. Modernism. Option C. Neoclassical/18th century. Option D. Renaissance. The correct answer is option C. Neoclassical/18th century. Neoclassical/18th century fits because it is commonly linked with order, reason, decorum, satire, heroic couplets, and classical imitation. Renaissance is different because Renaissance writing highlights humanism, drama, and exploration of individual ambition. Romantic and modernism point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 72. During author review, which writer belongs with Middlemarch? Option A. George Eliot. Option B. Samuel Beckett. Option C. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option D. W. B. Yeats. The correct answer is option A. George Eliot. George Eliot fits because Middlemarch is a realist Victorian novel known for social breadth, moral complexity, and Dorothea Brooke. W. B. Yeats is linked to The Second Coming. Elizabeth Barrett Browning is linked to sonnets from the Portuguese. Samuel Beckett points instead to Waiting for Godot, so it does not match this clue. Question 73. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue. If a clue names King Lear, which author is expected? Option A. Jane Austen. Option B. T.S. Eliot. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. Edmund Spenser. The correct answer is option C. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because King Lear is a tragedy about authority, family betrayal, madness, and suffering. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Waste Land. Jane Austen is linked to Pride and Prejudice. Edmund Spenser points instead to the Fairy Queen, so it does not match this clue. Question 74. Recall which author is known for The Temple? Option A. William Wordsworth. Option B. George Herbert. Option C. George Orwell. Option D. Jonathan Swift. The correct answer is option B. George Herbert. George Herbert fits because The Temple is a collection of devotional metaphysical poems shaped by faith, pattern, and spiritual conflict. George Orwell is linked to 1984, Jonathan Swift is linked to Gulliver's Travels. William Wordsworth points instead to lyrical ballads, so it does not match this clue. Question 75. Studying a CLEP-style clue. Who wrote Dover Beach? Option A. John Donne. Option B. Henry Fielding. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. Matthew Arnold. The correct answer is option D. Matthew Arnold. Matthew Arnold fits because Dover Beach is a Victorian lyric often linked with religious doubt, melancholy, and cultural uncertainty. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Henry Fielding is linked to Tom Jones. John Donne points instead to holy sonnets, so it does not match this clue. Question 76. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue. Among these terms, which one names the first 8-line unit of a Petrarchan sonnet? Option A. Metaphor. Option B. Paradox. Option C. Pastoral. Option D. Octave. The correct answer is option D. Octave. Octave fits because it means the first 8-line unit of a Petrarchan sonnet. Metaphor and pastoral refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Paradox is also different. Sestet is 6 lines, quatrain is 4 lines, couplet is 2 lines. Question 77. Examining a CLEP-style clue. Identify the device described as a rhymed pair of iambic pentameter lines often used in neoclassical poetry. Option A. Spenserian stanza. Option B. Unreliable narrator. Option C. Heroic couplet. Option D. Gothic. The correct answer is option C. Heroic couplet. Heroic couplet fits because it means a rhymed pair of iambic pentameter lines often used in neoclassical poetry. Spenserian stanza and unreliable narrator refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Gothic is also different, blank verse is unrhymed, Spenserian stanza has 9 lines, ballad meter is song-like and narrative. Question 78. Considering a CLEP-style clue, when a passage shows third-person narration that slips into a character's thoughts or idiom, which term fits? Option A, irony. Option B, metaphor. Option C, free indirect discourse. Option D, epic. The correct answer is option C, free indirect discourse. Free indirect discourse fits because it means third-person narration that slips into a character's thoughts or idiom. Metaphor and epic refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Irony is also different, first person uses I. Omniscient narration is broadly all-knowing, dramatic irony depends on audience knowledge. Question 79. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, how should a clue about empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory be classified? Option A, post-colonial/Commonwealth. Option B, restoration. Option C, metaphysical poetry. Option D, Anglo-Saxon/Old English. The correct answer is option A, post-colonial/Commonwealth. Post-colonial/Commonwealth fits because it is commonly linked with empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory. Restoration is different because restoration literature is linked with wit, theater, and comedy of manners. Metaphysical poetry and Anglo-Saxon/Old English point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 80. Testing a CLEP-style clue if third-person narration slips into a character's private language and thoughts, which concept is being tested? Option A, free indirect discourse. Option B, frame narrative. Option C, soliloquy. Option D, mock epic. The correct answer is option A, free indirect discourse. Free indirect discourse fits because free indirect discourse blends third-person narration with a character's inner voice, a technique important in Austen and later fiction. Soliloquy is wrong because soliloquy is a dramatic speech. Frame narrative and mock epic describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 81. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, how would a clue about W.B. Yeats most likely be answered? Option A, Midnight's Children. Option B, The Second Coming. Option C, Mrs. Dalloway. Option D, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The correct answer is option B, The Second Coming. The Second Coming fits because it is W.B. Yeats's work, a modernist symbolic poem known for apocalyptic imagery and historical disorder. Mrs. Dalloway is associated with Virginia Woolf, Midnight's Children is associated with Salman Rushdie. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner belongs with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, not this author clue. Question 82. Tracing a CLEP-style clue if a poem uses the repetition of vowel sounds without repeating the same consonants, which device is present? Option A, comedy of manners. Option B, assonance. Option C, dramatic monologue. Option D, foreshadowing. The correct answer is option B, assonance. Assonance fits because it means the repetition of vowel sounds without repeating the same consonants. Comedy of manners and foreshadowing refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Dramatic monologue is also different, alliteration repeats initial consonants, consonance repeats consonant sounds, irony depends on contrast. Question 83. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue during character review, which work belongs with Vladimir and Estragon? Option A, Orinoco. Option B, My Last Duchess. Option C, Lyrical Ballads. Option D, Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option D, Waiting for Godot. Vladimir and Estragon wait through Beckett's absurdist drama. Hamlet and Horatio belong to Shakespeare, Jane and Rochester belong to Bronte, Gulliver and the Houyhnhnms belong to Swift. Question 84. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, which work includes Belinda and the Stolen Lock of Hair? Option A, The Rape of the Lock. Option B, Tristram Shandy. Option C, Robinson Crusoe. Option D, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The correct answer is option A, The Rape of the Lock. Belinda is the fashionable figure at the center of Pope's mock heroic satire. Tess belongs to Hardy, Jane Eyre belongs to Bronte, Grendel belongs to Beowulf. Question 85. Studying a CLEP-style clue, can Heathcliff and Catherine help identify which work? Option A, The Pilgrim's Progress. Option B, Orinoco. Option C, Middlemarch. Option D, Wuthering Heights. The correct answer is option D, Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff and Catherine are at the emotional center of Emily Bronte's Gothic novel. Pitt belongs to Great Expectations, Dorothea belongs to Middlemarch, Belinda belongs to The Rape of the Lock. Question 86. Recognizing a CLEP style clue among these periods, which one matches humanism, courtly culture, sonnets, revenge tragedy and flourishing drama? Option A, Renaissance. Option B, Neoclassical. Option C, Anglo-Saxon/Old English. Option D, Modernism. The correct answer is option A, Renaissance. Renaissance fits because it is commonly linked with humanism, courtly culture, sonnets, revenge tragedy, and flourishing drama. Anglo-Saxon/Old English is different because Old English literature is known for heroic epic and alliterative verse. Neoclassical and modernism point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 87. Who wrote Waiting for Godot? Option A, Samuel Johnson. Option B, Samuel Beckett. Option C, Sir Thomas Malory. Option D, William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option B, Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett fits because Waiting for Godot is an absurdist drama centered on waiting, repetition, uncertainty and minimal action. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet, Samuel Johnson is linked to Preface to Shakespeare. Sir Thomas Malory points instead to L. E. Mort d'Arthur, so it does not match this clue. Question 88. Considering a CLEP-style clue during author review, which writer belongs with Ulysses? Option A, Percy Bysshe Shelley. Option B, Ben Jonson. Option C, William Shakespeare. Option D, James Joyce. The correct answer is option D, James Joyce. James Joyce fits because Ulysses is a modernist novel associated with stream of consciousness, mythic parallels and one-day structure. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet, Ben Jonson is linked to Volpone. Percy Bysshe Shelley points instead to Ode to the West Wind, so it does not match this clue. Question 89. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, identify the period linked with intellectual conceits, paradox, argumentative speakers and spiritual or erotic wit. Option A, metaphysical poetry. Option B, Old English poetry. Option C, Victorian realism. Option D, romantic poetry. The correct answer is option A, metaphysical poetry. Metaphysical poetry fits because it is commonly linked with intellectual conceits, paradox, argumentative speakers and spiritual or erotic wit. Romantic poetry is different because romantic poetry favors imagination, nature and emotional intensity. Victorian realism and Old English poetry point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 90. Testing a CLEP-style clue, recall which author is known for Macbeth? Option A, William Shakespeare. Option B, Samuel Johnson. Option C, Emily Bronte. Option D, Seamus Heaney. The correct answer is option A, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Macbeth is a tragedy of ambition, prophecy, regicide, guilt, and disorder. Samuel Johnson is linked to Preface to Shakespeare, Seamus Heaney is linked to North. Emily Bronte points instead to Wuthering Heights, so it does not match this clue. Question 91. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, who wrote Robinson Crusoe? Option A, Lord Byron. Option B, William Shakespeare. Option C, Joseph Conrad. Option D, Daniel Defoe. The correct answer is option D, Daniel Defoe. Daniel Defoe fits because Robinson Crusoe is an early English novel using realism, survival narrative, and economic individualism. Joseph Conrad is linked to Heart of Darkness, William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Lord Byron points instead to Don Juan, so it does not match this clue. Question 92. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, during author review, which writer belongs with Songs of Innocence and Experience? Option A, Geoffrey Chaucer. Option B, T.S. Eliot. Option C, anonymous Old English poet. Option D, William Blake. The correct answer is option D, William Blake. William Blake fits because Songs of Innocence and Experience is visionary poems contrasting innocence, experience, social oppression and spiritual perception. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Wasteland, Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. Anonymous Old English poet points instead to Beowulf, so it does not match this clue. Question 93. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, study cards should connect Charles Dickens with which work? Option A, Hard Times. Option B, Beowulf. Option C, The Wasteland. Option D, Heart of Darkness. The correct answer is option A, Hard Times. Hard Times fits because it is Charles Dickens's work, a Victorian social problem novel criticizing industrial utilitarianism and dehumanizing education. Heart of Darkness is associated with Joseph Conrad, The Wasteland is associated with T.S. Eliot. Beowulf belongs with anonymous Old English poet, not this author clue. Question 94. Preparing a CLEP style clue, which work is tied to William Shakespeare? Option A. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option B. The Importance of Being Earnest. Option C. Othello. Option D. Beowulf. The correct answer is option C. Othello. Othello fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a tragedy built around jealousy, manipulation, race and trust. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. The Importance of Being Earnest is associated with Oscar Wilde. Sonnets from the Portuguese belongs with Elizabeth Barrett Browning, not this author clue. Question 95. Studying a CLEP style clue, can a CLEP item about T.S. Eliot point to which work? Option A. Robinson Crusoe. Option B. The Temple. Option C. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option D. The Second Coming. The correct answer is option C. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock fits because it is T.S. Eliot's work, a modernist dramatic monologue about paralysis, self-consciousness, and urban alienation. Robinson Crusoe is associated with Daniel Defoe. The Temple is associated with George Herbert. The Second Coming belongs with W. B. Yeats, not this author clue. Question 96. During author review, which writer belongs with Tom Jones? Option A. Salman Rushdie. Option B. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option C. Henry Fielding. Option D. Sir Thomas Malory. The correct answer is option C. Henry Fielding. Henry Fielding fits because Tom Jones is a comic realist novel known for an intrusive narrator and carefully plotted action. Salman Rushdie is linked to Midnight's Children. Sir Thomas Malory is linked to Ellie Morte d'Arthur. Elizabeth Barrett Browning points instead to sonnets from the Portuguese, so it does not match this clue. Question 97. Examining a CLEP style clue, identify the device described as a novel told through letters or documents. Option A. Metaphor. Option B. Comedy of manners. Option C. Epistolary novel. Option D. Epic. The correct answer is option C. Epistolary novel. Epistolary novel fits because it means a novel told through letters or documents. Metaphor and comedy of manners refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Epic is also different. Frame narrative embeds stories inside a larger story. Dramatic monologue is a poem with one speaker. Satire mocks social faults. Question 98. When Aphra appears in review, which title fits? Option A. North. Option B. Frankenstein. Option C. Middlemarch. Option D. Orinoco. The correct answer is option D. Orinoco. Orinoco fits because it is Aphra Behn's work, an early prose narrative associated with colonialism, slavery and heroic romance. North is associated with Seamus Heaney. Middlemarch is associated with George Eliot. Frankenstein belongs with Mary Shelley, not this author clue. Question 99. Reviewing a CLEP style clue, during passage analysis, which term matches the clue that nearby words begin with repeated consonant sounds? Option A. Meter. Option B. Irony. Option C. Assonance. Option D. Alliteration. The correct answer is option D. Alliteration. Alliteration fits because alliteration repeats initial consonant sounds and is especially important in Old English poetry. Assonance is wrong because assonance repeats vowel sounds. Meter and irony describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 100. Testing a CLEP style clue, recognizing George Herbert should lead to which title? Option A. Don Juan. Option B. Ulysses. Option C. The Temple. Option D. Orinoco. The correct answer is option C. The Temple. The Temple fits because it is George Herbert's work, a collection of devotional metaphysical poems shaped by faith, pattern, and spiritual conflict. Don Juan is associated with Lord Byron. Ulysses is associated with James Joyce. Orinoco belongs with Aphra Behn, not this author clue.